My name's Emma Loffhagen. I'm an apprentice journalist at the Evening Standard and I'm 22. I've always really enjoyed writing since I was young. It's been one of my biggest passions. And at uni I did politics, and while I was there I kind of realised that a good career to combine those two would be journalism. So I kind of started looking into it, but it seemed quite inaccessible. I didn't know anyone in the industry to ask for advice. I started building up a portfolio while at uni, like doing student journalism, writing for different papers. And so when I graduated I applied for various different jobs, apprenticeships, and I got an apprenticeship with the Evening Standard. So I got the training, the NCTJ and the NQJ. I was doing that alongside studying. The story I'm most proud of is a feature I wrote a few weeks ago, which was interviewing 2 survivors of conversion therapy. I found 2 survivors who were willing to share their stories with me. And I think it was just a moment where I realised what a privilege it is to be a journalist, to have people share these stories with you, to be able to connect with people that you usually wouldn't be able to connect with. And they were really happy with the story. It got a really good response. Lots of people reached out to me. The person who inspires me the most is probably my mum, and I'm probably always going to answer that to this question. Just because she's gone through a lot in her life, she's gone through a lot of hardship, but she's achieved so much as well, and she has led by example and encouraged me to achieve goals I didn't think I'd be able to achieve. One piece I wrote was about roller skating and how roller skating is coming back into fashion. So I went down to Hyde Park one day with some roller skates. I'd never done it before. And I went to the roller skating patch in Hyde Park and I was roller skating around with all these people, asking them about why they roller skate. And that was a bit of a weird one. I was like, I've never done this before. This is part of my job. Just falling on the ground. I think the future of news, it depends on how you look at it. I think you can look at it in a pessimistic way, which I think a lot of people do, which is fair. It could become more polarised, more divided. As it becomes more digital, it could become more sensationalist and clickbait driven. And with the rise of the internet and misinformation, that's kind of a scary thing for journalism. But on the flip side, it also could become more diverse. As it becomes more digital, it could become more accessible to people of different backgrounds, different age groups. In 10 years' time, I hope I'm still a journalist. I hope I'm in a position in the industry to be able to encourage people, young journalists from marginalised and underrepresented backgrounds to break into the sector and encourage them to realise that it's a space where they belong and where they're really needed and valued. To be able to help people that are my age now, who perhaps were in a position I was in at university where I didn't know anyone in the industry, I didn't really feel like it was for me. And I hope that I can be someone that they can look up to and ask for help. Diversity in journalism is so important because if you're writing about a diverse country like the one we live in, you have to have people who have those experiences to share their stories. You can't have truly authentic journalism without a wide range of voices from different races, ages, genders, backgrounds. It's really important to represent the people that you're writing about, both to make people feel seen, but also just to provide truthful journalism, not just one particular version of events. A lot of effort is being made to diversify the space, and there are really great groups out there for underrepresented journalists, offering help, offering advice. I think a lot could be done kind of in the upper echelons of journalism. Perhaps that is where the work needs to be focused now. The reason why journalism is important is because it's about holding the powerful to account, whether that's the government or whoever it might be, and giving the powerless a voice. Giving people a voice where they don't often have one. And being a part of an industry where that's the focus feels like you're making an impact. Even if you're not interviewing the Prime Minister, whatever you're doing, it feels like you're working towards that goal. I never go to work and feel bored, which is such a privilege. Even if you're tired or working long hours, the news is different every day. You're getting a different story. Especially in the last year, it's been so kind of hectic but exciting. And working at the Evening Standard as well, it's got a really great community, and I love the features and comment desk that I work on. Being in the newsroom, there's such a buzz.